when my two oldest daughters, when my oldest daughter, I don't remember how old she was when Game of Thrones came out, but there's a lot of like sexy time
Hmm.
scenes in that. And I remember it was, I don't know, a year later, 2 years later, that our second oldest daughter, and they're only a year apart, so it's not, but at the time, one was maybe quite a bit more mature than the other one, right? Or at
Yeah.
least, you know, we all like to think that. But anyway,
Hmm.
so but she wanted her younger sister to watch it with her. And so Kira knew all the scenes and what was coming. So she'd be like telling her, Robin, cover your ears and I'll cover your eyes. It's sexy time, just like it'll pass. Very cute.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sexy
they weren't like
time.
7, right? They were probably
Yeah,
like 15 or something, but I don't
for
know.
sure. Yeah. They
Fun
were kind of an
times.
appropriate age.
I think so. We
Yeah.
tried our best to, although they had one grandmother, my mom, who loved to show them, like when they were little, they'd stay out at the lake for 2 months in the middle of the wilderness watching Dexter at night and then go out and sleep in the camper. They have great memories of my mom
Yeah.
sharing inappropriate shows and a lot of junk food with them. But
Nice.
that's what
That's a good
grandmas do, right?
right? Yeah.
Good memories. I
I
didn't
know.
know about it until much later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. I know that Cleary, when she was really little, she went over to her friend's house and she watched Child's Play and she came home and I didn't know about it until like a little while later. And I was like, I try to keep that stuff away from you. Like, you're little. Like, in my mind, she was little. And then she went over to her friend's house and she watched like the spoof of what is it, Scary Movie? It's like the spoof of Scream
Okay.
and all those like, and in it, that like the one guy was the character from Scream, and she thought it was real and it was a joke movie, like it was like a comedy, and that movie
Oh, oh,
scared the crap out of her. And
oh
I was
no.
like, "You watched Chucky, and you're gonna be scared of this?" Like I was quite confused, but she was terrified of it, like just
Oh my
terrified. And I was like
gosh.
crying and
Ah,
but I was like, this is why we don't watch
oh,
scary stuff. It's
yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
Barbies and rainbows.
Yeah, until you're 25.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Uh,
silly kids.
yes. But
Hmm.
I think sometimes on this podcast we've started talking about, I think both of us have been very brave in things we've tried to do, and like, I mean, writing books, like trying
Hmm.
to always moving something forward. And I think there's something to be said for just that move forward kind of
Hmm.
attitude, because it's not easy. And I think a lot of people don't even start something because they feel like they won't get traction on it, or they'll feel stuck,
Hmm.
or worse, quit before they start because they've already convinced themselves that they won't finish it, you
Yeah,
know.
I know. So,
And we've had
uh,
a oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. We've had a.
We had a I think you and I had a discussion early on, and I actually just talked about this to somebody today about starting this podcast. Like,
Mhm.
when we decided to do it to when we started recording was a pretty short time. And
Yeah.
we did a lot of research and investigation and planning. Like, we worked really hard on it. But I think both of us knew, because everybody tells us, or many people in my life would say things like, take your time, just have
Hmm.
fun with it, don't
Yeah.
overthink it, don't get in your own way,
Yeah.
do the research. Like, it's really going to be really hard and you don't want to overcommit. You don't want to start something and have lots of momentum and then quit because you get burnout. And all I'm thinking is, I'm not going to take any of that advice.
No.
Like, I'm not going to take any of that advice,
No.
because if I do all those things, take my time, treat it like a hobby, gently navigate my way through it, it's never going to happen.
No.
So and you're like this, and I know there's people like this. You kind of thrive on that, um, that go get it kind of attitude, rather than kind of a lackadaisy
Yeah.
passive. And I understand why other personality types do it that way,
Hmm.
because they need it to be more gentle. They can't put pressure on themselves, because if they do, they might
Yeah.
not follow through. But I'm the opposite. If I don't
Yeah.
put that pressure on myself, it won't happen. And I need that momentum,
Hmm. Well, and I always think to myself, like really, because I have done a plethora of things, like like from crafting to writing to trying to start a business, whatever it is. I've done many things, but I've always said to myself, is it never hurts to try because I'm either going to be in the exact same position I'm in right now, or I'm going to be better off. And so I've
Mhm.
always just gone for it and tried to do it because, you know, it's better than sitting there and being like, well, I should have tried it. It probably could have went somewhere. I could have maybe done something with it. It's like just do it. Just do it and see where it
Mhm.
lands, right? Like I mean, it doesn't ever hurt to just do it, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And what's the worst that can happen, right? We run out of steam,
yeah,
we feel like we have to press pause. That's just life and that's
yeah.
okay. You know, but we joke at the end of these podcasts about, rate, review, subscribe or make a comment or something like that. And it's funny and it's like we do need those things and stuff, but there's more to somebody commenting on Spotify or somebody making a comment in our Facebook group or something. Some sort of words of encouragement just actually go a really long way,
Mhm.
right? Even just to help us feel encouraged about what we're
Yeah.
trying to do because we're having fun doing it. So I think we would do it
Oh, yes.
anyways.
I think
But
so.
it's not just for us, right? The
Mhm.
idea is that we'll connect to people and be able to sort of have virtual cousins everywhere who want to be a part of these
Absolutely.
discussions. So even
Yeah.
that little like words of encouragement can be so
Mhm.
helpful. One of our cousins, after I think she listened to just episode 1, and she not only wrote to a group that a few of us are a part of, but then she also created a group
Yeah.
that she just with me, Ricki, and her, and she also posted and she also like publicly, but she just was like just the way she reached out
Uh-huh.
to really encourage us and tell us what she thought about it. I think it just really was touching to me. It
Oh,
felt
it
really nice.
it made my morning. Like I was like
Mm,
I was so excited. And even when my husband came home, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I need to tell you
yeah.
this." Because I was just excited
Yeah.
because it made you feel good, and it's like, you know, it's nice to hear that, and it's so nice that somebody took the time out to tell us about it.
Mhm.
And I just,
Yeah.
yeah, it made me so excited, and yeah, made my
Yeah.
day.
And I mean, we're guilty all the time of being the consumer, right? Because
Hmm.
I listen to podcasts all the time. Watch different people's shows. But I don't think to go make the comment or do the rating or share. I might share it because if I want someone
Hmm.
else to hear it, I'll share it. But I didn't realize until we started doing it how those comments just can really make just keep go like just be
Yeah.
encouraging enough to keep us going. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that she had reached out and done that, and
Hmm.
we've had some other comments and reviews since, and it's very nice
Yeah,
you
it
know
is very nice. No, it makes you feel good. Especially too
yeah.
because you are taking a leap, right? And you are putting
Mhm.
yourself out there, and I think that that's a big deal too, like you're putting yourself out there for other people to see. So it's, when people give you nice
Yeah.
compliments and good feedback, it makes you want to do it more, and it makes you more
Yeah.
comfortable and you
Well,
know.
and like keeping with the theme of the show, that is what our mothers and grannies taught us. Like
Mhm.
I can't think of any women in our lives that were not really brave,
Mhm.
and really did things maybe outside of what the typical or the traditional was in their time,
Mhm.
but really did walk to the beat of their own drums
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
for right or wrong, they did. And I think we're trying to create something in this podcast which brings some of that back and shows that sort of bravery and brings those lessons in and just
Mhm.
the fun aspect of it.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it's good.
It's
I'm
good.
happy.
I'm
I'm having
happy.
fun.
I'm having
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I have
Well,
somebody to
on that
talk
note,
to. Who's kidding?
oh yeah, I found a friend. I can
I
talk to her
found a
online
friend.
every day.
Yeah. Rob's sick of
What's
me.